Abundance Show on Global Abundance Organization Television. And today on Abundance Show, we are honored to welcome a radiant force of positive impact, Liesel Mendoza, the brilliant founder of Mentoring Club. Liesel is a global mentor, leadership catalyst, an unwavering believer in the power of human potential. Through the Mentoring Club, she has set a visionary goal to help 1 million people around the world discover their purpose, lead with in, lead with courage, and create lasting change. With roots in Philippines and a heart that beats for humanity, Liesel has worked across borders to nurture empathy driven leaders, culture inclusive communities, and shape a global mentorship movement that transcends language, culture, and boundaries. Her life's work embodies what we at Global Abundance Organization call abundance in action. Liesel, welcome to the Abundance Show. It's truly honor.
Thank you, Zafar, and thank you for having me here. It's my pleasure to share my life to you and to your followers on the Abundance Show. However, I can help. I'd be happy to share my story.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for pinching on time for Global Abundance Organization Television. And I really am honored. Can you please, let's start with your life story.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I mean, I just, my first question is on your life story.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that, for giving me the opportunity to share my history and my background. I am originally from the Philippines, as you mentioned. I was born, raised, and educated in the Philippines. I have a mathematics degree from college, and then I also took my master's in business administration in the Philippines before getting a chance to actually visit the US in 1998 when I had to take a client to a site visit here in the Silicon Valley area. And that was where I encountered my first epiphany, which was moving from the Philippines to the US for work. I felt it in my gut that I wanted to be my next career challenge would be to be here in Silicon Valley. And that came about as my friend took me to San Francisco after the official visit. And it was very interesting to me because it was a strong feeling in my gut. And have seen other parts of the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley, but that was the only time that I felt that, oh, this is my next career challenge. I will work here. So it's like, it's a gut feeling that was so strong. So I kept that in my mind and in my heart. And so when I went back to the Philippines, I pursued opportunities that I would be able to work in Silicon Valley or in the US in particular. At that time I was working at Unisys Corporation, and I thought maybe I could find work within Unisys Corporation. But then I decided to stay on in the Philippines at that time because we had a very uh, admirable, authentic leader. He is Peruvian Canadian. He was the general manager of Unisys, and I decided I would like to support him. And with his leadership, after 2 years, we actually were very successful. We won millions of contracts, hundreds of millions of contracts, and I was supporting him in pre-sales. So of course, it was a global team effort. And after 2 years was when I got the chance to take a break. I spent some time here in Silicon Valley and I networked. I I met over 150 people, just telling them who I am, what I want to do, and that was when the dot-com bubble was crashing. So I did not get a job, and so I thought to myself, oh, okay, so I have to go back home, but what have I learned from this experience? I was here for like 5.5 months, and I learned that I need to understand the internet more. So with that realization, I said, okay, I need to go to a company that fosters the internet, and eventually I was able to move to Sun Microsystem in the Philippines. And then I was only there for about 10 months when the owners of the company here, J-Way, called me and said, they're ready for you, come and join us. I met all the three people in that stint, 5.5 month stint that I was here. And so I moved here as business development manager. After 8 years with J-Way, I became the COO and also a part owner of the company. Uh, and uh, and I was still happy doing what I was doing. We were setting up operations in the Philippines, but my second epiphany came to me. I felt something in my gut again that I wanted to do something, give back, because of that feeling of being blessed. Whatever goal I put my mind into, I'm eventually able to achieve it, and so I want to be able to give back. And I gave myself a deadline. I said I want to know what my give back is when I turned 50, which was in 2016. And I said, I have to go through some connecting the dots. What made me enjoy my 30-year career so far? And it all boiled down to one realization, that I have a passion for helping people develop themselves as leaders, as career professionals. And then, so that was the first ingredient that created the mentoring club. And then the second one was that when I was networking, I was attending events, and I heard questions from younger professionals asking, how do I find a mentor? Is my manager my mentor? How do I ask somebody to become my mentor? So I felt that awkwardness that they had for asking for help. And so I thought, oh, maybe I could create a platform where people can connect from anywhere in the world as mentors and mentees. So first I said, let me see if I could join an organization who's probably already doing this. But I didn't find any. I found some organizations that were focused on youth mentoring. And I thought to myself that my sweet spot is really to help people in the workforce. And so I consulted with two of my role models. One of them was the general manager that I mentioned in Unisys. And he said, go do it, and I'll be one of the mentors in the platform. So somebody who I highly respected. So he's Peruvian Canadian. The other one was Chinese Australian, also uh, a manager from Unisys. He was the global vice president of the program that I was managing when I was in Unisys, and he said, "Go do it. I'll be one of the mentors." So up to this day, they are both supporters of the mentoring club. So anyway, those words of encouragement made me commit, and I established the mentoring club February of 2016 as a nonprofit organization, symbolic of my give back intentions, and to attract people who are ready to give back. And then I turned 50 November of 2016. So I said, okay, great, another goal achieved. So now we have about 600 registered mentors and mentees in 6 continents and over 50 countries. So that was a long introduction and background. I hope that was helpful.
That is too. This is a tonic, rather. I mean, it gets me lots of energy. I mean, a girl coming from Philippines and Pakistan and Philippines almost. I mean, we equate on economic terms. But I mean, coming from Philippines to Silicon Valley Bay Area, I mean, this is that's the most advanced in even US. That's top of the world. And I mean, only sustaining yourself there is a big game. I mean, but you not only survived there, but you led there. I mean, you not only led there, but I mean, you become the mentor. And right now, I mean, it's just a couple of months now, and you're gonna be 1 decade for of the service to the globe and being a mentor and mentoring and a lot of mentees on your board. I would really request me to take me one also, and I am here looking for the collaboration between the your mentoring club in Silicon Valley and the Global Abundance Organization and even Rehan Foundation. So let's make the world a better place. What are your current projects right now?
So the programs that we have in the mentoring club are around leadership development. In addition to the one-on-one mentoring that happens with those who have registered as mentors and mentees, so that's the globe. I call that the global program. That was the initial. That was the impetus for creating the mentoring club, that people anywhere in the world can connect with each other for mentoring, and that the mentees will have to know what their goals are, and then find the mentors who can help them develop the skills they need to achieve their goals. So that would be the mentee responsibility. We're looking for mentees who are driven to become leaders, and therefore that is their first homework. What is your goal? Who are you, right? So knowing what you want and going for it. So that is the global program. Now, how do we support those relationships on an ongoing basis? So we create programs that could be workshops, fundraisers where there's a community building initiative. Or this year, we actually started what we call an annual global online conference, which is the Lead Forward Summit. And we're already planning for our 2026 Lead Forward Summit. So that is like several hours. This year we had 13 hours, 13 sessions of speakers from around the world, and workshop facilitators as well. So we have that workshops, we have fundraisers, and then we have that annual summit. And for the workshops, we make sure that we cater to the needs of the growing working population around the world. It's not just so. So I use working people or people in the workforce intentionally. I don't want to use professionals or as a general term, because imagine a street vendor, right, who wants to become a leader. Would they call themselves professional? Probably not, right? So, and I want them to know that they are welcome in the community. So they are in the workforce, they are working, and they have that drive to become leaders. So, so everybody is welcome in those workshops, and uh, we focus on leadership development, which means understanding who are you as a leader. And then second, we look at communication skills. How do you communicate? You mentioned earlier empathy, right? So lead with empathy. How do you communicate with people around you? And part of that communication is understanding where the other person is coming from, exercising that, putting yourself in the shoes of the other person, and then you don't necessarily have to agree with them, but you have to understand where they're coming from, and then you can communicate better. And so communication will cover both oral, written, as well as visual communication. So nowadays, people are very visual. We know that in social media, videos, photos are the most consumed um, material, instead of just text, plain text, right? So we look at oral, written, and visual communications. And then we also encourage relationship building. At the end of the day, we cannot achieve anything alone. We achieve grand things and positive things through people and with people. And so we value networking and relationship building skills for leaders. So that's another program that we have. And then, of course, career and how do you plan your career? How do you plan your leadership journey? So it's career planning and development is another area that we focus on as far as workshops are concerned.
Amazing. You're doing tremendous service to the globe. I mean, is it all commercial and or you have some social aspect of mentoring too?
Uh, so for the workshops, some of them are free, some of them, excuse me, some of them are paid because that helps us with the funding of the mentoring club. So as a nonprofit organization, we are still a business, right? So we need to thrive, we need to survive and sustain ourselves, and therefore we are looking for areas in addition to just being funded through donations. We're looking for areas where we could raise funds through revenue generation. So we have some workshops that are paid, some workshops that are free. And for those people who are in under the like developing countries and cannot afford the fees, we it's easy enough for us to give them grants as if they ask for it. So that's what we're looking for in leaders, right? So ask for what you need. And therefore, if people ask for grants, it's easy enough for us to give them free access to the mentoring platform as well as the events that we're organizing. And then on the when you mentioned commercial, the other part that I forgot to share with you earlier when you were talking about the programs. Um, one initiative that we have launched also is the corporate mentoring program. So, if companies are willing to invest in their employees' development, then we in the mentoring club, myself, along with the help of other mentors who have specialization in managing mentoring programs, we can actually deliver that service to any company as part of our consulting services. So my background is in tech and consulting, so I'm very comfortable in that. I like problem solving. I like serving people, making sure that the systems and processes are in place. The framework is working. So we have set up that framework for the corporate mentoring program. So we offer that as well.
That is amazing explanation and insightful review of you what are doing. Okay, how would you personally define the word abundance in context of life, purpose, and community?
Mm. For me, abundance is real, right? So it's how we look at things. When you say that this is something that's possible, it is actually you that can make it possible, right? Maybe not you alone, but you with the help of others. But if you believe it, then you can do it. So it's really mindset, right? If you think there is abundance, then you would create that abundance yourself because you will extend whatever help you can to others, and therefore that becomes abundance for the other person, right? Because they're receiving help and they don't feel like they're constricted by what they can do. So to me, abundance is real. It's in the manner in which we as human beings look at it and try to be part of that abundance mindset, that we can really make it real for everybody, right? So yes. uh,
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, your definition of abundance is that the creating the world of possibilities is amazing. I mean, if we believe it, we can, then we surely we can make it, and that's we'll co-create the world of abundance together. Okay, the mentoring club's goal is to reach 1 million people. What strategies or principle guide you towards the massive impact?
it's really a ripple effect, right? We don't even know if we can count the million people, right? But it's the day to day thinking that if I do this to somebody and that somebody becomes successful, that somebody will do it to another person, or maybe 10 people, or maybe 20 people, or maybe 100 people. Or we don't know the limit of what goodness can do when you receive something out of the kindness and care from other people. You don't know what that other person can impact in terms of other people's lives. So the 1 million in my description in my social media pages is really, as you said, visionary, right? So it's aspirational. We want to impact as many people. It may not be directly, but it's through our work that others will experience the mentoring care of other people.
I lost your voice.
Oh,
Okay, I can't hear you.
okay.
Yeah, now
How
can you
about
pull my
now? Can you hear me now?
yeah, yeah, it's okay now.
Mm.
Okay, this is very one of the core question I could ask is how do you help people uncover their purpose, especially those who feel lost or disconnected from their own potential?
Mhm. Sure. So self awareness is something that is key in living a happy life, I would say, a happy and fulfilled life. If you know what you want, then the next step would be to plan, right? So, how do I get what I want? So, have an idea, do your research, make a plan, and then take action. And then after you've taken action, you would see some results. Then assess the results. Is it closer to what you want? Or are you going farther? Or maybe maybe something about what you want has changed because of the discoveries that you've had while implementing your plan. Maybe you have to update it, right? So it's all about just understanding at any moment in time, uh, are you doing what you want to do? If you were to die today, for example, are you doing what you want to do? Right? And you would not have any regrets. So that is always a checkpoint question that I ask myself: am I exactly where I want to be? And if my answer to that is yes, then I continue moving forward. If my answer to that is no, then I assess, and I said, okay, I need to do something. I need to do something different because I need to get back on track, right? And so, how do we help people, the mentees particularly, get to that point of self awareness? So, we ask them questions. Part of mentoring is coaching, right? So, we ask them questions about what they care about. What instances in their lives did they feel happy, fulfilled, and then make them realize the initiatives that they enjoy doing. And then we also have this assessment that we do through a third party partner. The assessment is called SCALE, so SCALE. It stands for Skills for Career and Life Effectiveness. The researchers and creators of that instrument have found 11 skills that people need to pay attention to for them to be effective at work and happy in life, right? And so we also use that to help them with the self awareness process so that they can understand what skills in themselves can they zero in on to look at developing further with the help of the mentor or training or other coaches that they may have in their network. So That's how we are able to help mentees understand what they would like to define as their goals and how they can get to those goals.
Wow, Liesel, this is amazing and so insightful reply. I really like that. What role does mentorship play in overcoming limiting belief and building a growth mindset?
So the mentors are there to share their lives pretty much. They share their experiences, they share their skills, they share their network, connect their mentees with people that may be helpful to them, and also share their wisdom. And then, what is wisdom? Wisdom is what we gain from experiences that the books don't tell us, because each person has unique experiences. And if we're able to connect the dots from those experiences and just using our human intelligence, right? And also the emotional aspect of our of our power as human beings, right? So sometimes we say, my logic tells me that this is the way to go, but my gut tells me that this is the way to go. And sometimes we are really driven more by the gut, because the gut is a combination of our intelligence and our emotions from experiences that we have had in the past, right? And so drawing from all of those experiences of the mentors are able to share experiences with the mentees, so that the mentees can evaluate, is this experience true for me in this particular situation that I'm in? Are the values that the mentor exercised in those experiences that they shared with me, are those the same values that I would like to live in the situation that I have? So they have to make those the assessments and decisions, right? So we want to help people to drive their decisions based on their values, their experiences, their skills, and in addition to that, the guidance of somebody who's been there, done that, right? And so at the end of the day, it will be the mentee's decision to go this way or that way, because the mentors will share their experiences, but they don't do the actual work of leading. It's the mentees who will have to lead. So it's that foundational framework for mentees to know what are their values, what do they care about, what are their goals, and how can they get there through the guidance of the mentors, relating the mentors' wisdom to their own situations.
Amazing. That's fantastic. In your experience, how does mentorship transforms not only mentee but the mentor as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. It's always a two-way street, right? So whenever you have two people talking to each other, hopefully it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue, right? Because then each one um, gains from the relationship. So from the mentees, it's guidance specific to their goals and specific to the skills that they're trying to develop in themselves. For the mentor, it's actually broadening our perspective, uh, s- especially if there are generational gaps in the relationship, right? So, for example, if my mentee is Gen Z or millennial, right? So I could learn so much about what's going on in the world through their lens, in addition to they can learn from my experience as a Gen Xer, right? Um, so that's just generation. And then there is the aspect of gender, right? So a man, a woman, or LGBTQ, um, we can learn so much from their perspectives. And then there is the cultural, if it's different cultures, different countries. There's religion, right? So different religions, different beliefs, upbringing. And then, of course, there is the professional side, industries, right? So there's just hundreds of industries that we can cite. But if you're looking for guidance, for example, a mentor who is in tech and consulting, who is trying to uh, provide some guidance on organization and planning to a farmer in Kenya, right? So you can imagine the richness of the conversations and the discoveries that each one of them can have, because they're just two very different people, and with different experiences. So for sure, the mentors are getting a lot of value from their exposure, and from the work that they do with the mentees, in all of these different aspects that I mentioned and more.
Amazing, Liesel. It's surely it's two-way traffic. I mean, your ear is more near to you than your mentee. So when you are advising anybody, first it goes to your brain and then to others. So it's similar. It has the impact is more on you than your my mentee. If you grow, your mentee grows. Your mentee grows, you grow more. That's amazing. Okay, what does authentic collaboration look like to you, and how can purpose-driven organizations support each other better?
That's a very thoughtful question, and the one thing that comes to mind is alignment of values. That's very important, right? So if two organizations, or if two people for that matter, have alignment of values, then they can discuss, agree, debate, and come up with solutions together, so that they can go towards the same direction, the same goal, right? If there is alignment of values, then there's a solid foundation. So in the mentoring club, we talk about our values, of trust, leadership, and community. So when we talk about trust, we mean that, and you will see this on our website, right? So trust to us means that, um, honesty, integrity, and commitment are what make us trustworthy as individuals and professionals. And then under that anchor value of leadership, we believe that health, vision, and execution are all needed to make us successful leaders. One without the others pretty much leads to nothing. We have to have all of them: health, vision, and execution. So it's understandable that not all of us will be good at both visioning and execution, right? But if you're good at visioning, then find somebody who can help you execute. If you're good at execution, then find somebody's vision that you can help support and execute. So with that, you can both be successful leaders. And then the third anchor value is community. Under community, we believe that humanity, contentment, and family at the end of the day are the social grounding forces that make us feel fulfilled and happy. So even though we're successful as leaders, if we don't have anybody to share our success with, then it would be a lonely success, right? So whenever I talk to mentors, mentees, volunteers, partners, donors, right? I talk about our values so that they know that when they support the mentoring club or they join the community, our decisions will be based on these core values. Do we make mistakes? Of course we do, right? So we all do. But the thing is, once you catch yourself making that mistake, you make the correction, right? But you have those values to go back to every time you make decisions, particularly the hard ones, right? The hard decisions, the where you're conflicted. Is this something that I really want to do? Then I go back to, okay, where does this fit in those values that we have? So definitely the collaboration with other organizations and with other people will have to start with our values.
Very amazing. I mean, the similarity of values, I mean, pave the way. I mean, you can build a huge building. I mean, you whatever you want to. That's amazing. Okay, my next question is: would you be open to co-creating a global abundance mentoring initiative with Global Abundance Organization? That's GAO, one that connects our communities in service of exponential learning and impact.
Well, anything that I have learned from my many, many years of doing the work both in tech, consulting, and in a nonprofit sector, I would be happy to share with anybody who needs it. So if you let me know what specific areas you need help on, then we definitely can discuss, and I will share with you whatever I know that might be helpful to your initiative.
Yes, sure. I mean, I'll get another session on the values and everything, and I'll be explaining my global abundance organization to you. But right now, I just for the value of time, I want to generate for my audience. I want my audience to know you more and your mission and vision. Okay, my next question is: what legacy do you dream of leaving behind through mentoring club?
Values based leaders doing a positive impact in other people's lives and making the world a better place.
Wow, that's amazing. Last but not the least, if we gave you a magic wand to laugh on moonshot project with no limitations, what would that look like, and who would it serve?
Hmm. Well, while you were asking that question, when as soon as I heard the word magic wand, the word that came to mind is peace. So, if we could have peace in the world and people can live to realize their full potentials, then that would be my dream for that magic wand.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, the message to the planet.
Message to the planet: please be patient with us and help us learn so that we can take care of you much better. And everybody will realize how beautiful you are.
That's amazing. On behalf of the entire Global Abundance Organization, GAO, and the audience of the Abundance Show, I want to express my deepest gratitude for joining us today and sharing your heart, vision, wisdom, and powerful vision. Your words about purpose, mentorship, and leadership ignite something profound in our community. Your mind, you reminded us the abundance in just a mindset. It's a movement of the hope, courage, and connection. It was truly a joy to learn about mentoring club and the extraordinary impact you are creating across the globe. Your dedication to helping 1 million people discover their potential is nothing short of a moonshot. and one that aligns beautifully with our mission at GAO, Global Abundance Organization. We look forward to exploring meaningful ways to collaborate and amplify each other's work. The seeds you've planted today will continue to grow for beyond this episode with admiration and gratitude. This is Zafar Abundance Wala and founder Global Abundance Organization. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Liesel,
thank
being
you.
part of the show. And only to it was honor. And I really thank you so much. And if you got some questions, you can ask them.
Oh, for you? I have so many questions so far. So,
Yeah, yeah, you can ask. I mean, this is I'm your guest now. You're my host.
oh,
You can ask
absolutely.
anything you want.
Oh, great. Okay, so I'm really very curious how why you started this or
Yeah.
why you started this initiative.
Okay, the first and foremost thing is the poverty. The even in US you would find people, the homeless people, and there are the poverty is all there. Depending, I mean, it's poverty lines are different, but poverty is all around the globe. To eliminate and eradicate and to alleviate the problem poverty, the word just people are living in poverty just because of the scarce mindset. It is their mindset, in fact.
Mhm,
Look at yourself. I mean, coming from Philippines and living in Silicon, and that even that in Bay Area, and you have made your own universe. No, you are helping thousands of the people you've already helped, and you've got the mindset that you're gonna impact the 1 million people. You can impact even 8 billion people on the face of globe. I mean, I mean, it's just not admirational words for you. Look at Elon Musk, what he's doing.
mhm,
Look at those people who were scientists. Look at those who you just invented. What we are talking now. This is communication abundance. Sitting in Bay Area, Silicon, USA, in California, and I am even sitting far off in Pakistan, a village in Jhelum, a small village of Pakistan.
mhm,
And I mean, we are so much kind of this is abundance of communication. And the abundance, health, wealth, and happiness. I mean, it's everybody's if you look for. I mean, what I just thought of it just because it's been like 75 years of since the birth of my country, and still we are going nowhere and circling around I mean, running in a circle, and uh, I mean, we are just, I mean, covering miles and miles and miles and thousands of miles, but I'm going nowhere. It's just because of the mindset.
mhm,
The mindset is my field of work,
mhm,
and that is taking it from scarcity to abundance.
mhm,
And what made me do this is the poverty, honestly. I mean, wherever you go, I mean, even if you live where you're sitting right now, you just go 50 kilometers away from this place, you would find poverty. Even cities, I mean, they're I mean, this gives a very rosy picture wherever you go. In even in Philippines, you come to Pakistan, you would find fantastic places. But if you just move just 10 to 50 kilometers out of that, the central location or that central city, you would find poverty all around the globe. And that's just because of the scarcity. It is not the dearth of resources, it is not scarcity of resources. So resources are abundant. The light is abundant. We can make a lot of electric power out of it. But I mean, they look at the governments. I mean, even the people coming to the governments are the very rich people, but the rich people with scarcity mindset.
mhm,
Scarcity mindset makes me grab your money, makes me do evil things, make me. I mean, my scarcity of thinking is my eyes goes to your deep pockets. Or I mean, I think, okay, I want, I should drop everything Liesel have. I should just get hold of all resources all around the globe. I mean, I should just that's scarcity. The only one thing is abundance. If we believe just a little girl of very humble background from Philippines, Liesel Mendoza, can transform her uh, scarcity into abundance just because of the right mindset. Not only for herself, but I mean, like for I mean, if you are working now for almost a decade now, you are just making other people abundant. And what is that? You're not giving them billions of dollars, millions of dollars. You're not giving them gold. You're not getting them anything but mindset. You are changing the mindset. And that's what is Global Abundance Organization all about. It's not only for the poor people to change their mindset, but to the dignitaries, to the scientists, to the world leaders, to I mean, I just would get you example. Elon Musk, when he went to Russia and he wanted to buy that used and uh, that scrap rather for, to using that shuttle, reuse that shuttle to take this the spaceship with those shuttles,
The
and
rocket,
the
right?
scientists, yeah,
The
the
rockets.
rockets, I mean the
Mhm.
used, yeah, the scientists. If you allow me, I can have silence for a second just because there is a zan going on.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank
Okay, now those scientists of the top of the aero scientists, space scientists, those who were working, the most brilliant brains of the Earth, of their own point, they were laughing at Elon Musk. That I mean, you're crazy that you're gonna take our the shuttles there and then you're gonna reuse it, and then the idea, and then he gave that I gonna reuse them and I gonna use them as a transport. I'll take the spaceship with these rockets, and these rockets gonna come back and then I'm gonna land. And they were laughing just because of this scarcity of mind. They never created a reality that they can land back, they can come back and land, and now this is the reality.
you.
I mean, somebody would have thought of this. I mean, that's what is a Global Abundance Organization all about: co-creating the reality. I mean, it's the part of the world you live in. They say in US, fake it till you make it. And I mean, I was really very happy when you said that you can make this global abundance. I mean, that was amazing. I mean, that people like yourself, the visionaries, though I am not that visionary, or I mean, I'm not that change maker, but the people like yourself who are leading the globe, if I get to listen these words, these give me huge sums of energy, and then that energy gets me working. I keep talking to the visionaries around the globe. I keep talking of the peace. I keep talking against the wars, and I keep asking them, let's not fight. Let's not, like Europe in 1920s, they decided not to fight. And look at that, so beautiful that the continent is. They move to in each other's countries as we do it to the cities. So that's possible. This global abundance is possible. One day this gonna I may not see in with my own eyes,
Mhm.
but maybe second, third, fourth, fifth, somebody. But I am seeding these plants. I mean, I may not use the shadow. Somebody else would reap the fruits. But at least, I mean, as you said, if you got to die today, and if you're happy with your life, then you're on the right track. Honestly, I want to die doing this, talking about this, asking about this, reaching the people like your people of your stature, the change makers, the global leader like yourself. I mean, I want to die doing this, and I'll be really happy. And if at all one, my Allah, my God asks me, what have you done? I'll just present these podcasts,
Mhm.
these discussions, these that I'll ask, oh Allah, oh God, this is what I have done. And I tried my best. I tried my level best. I mean, otherwise, we can sit in our drawing rooms and chit chat and crib about the governments, and
Mhm.
all the time they look wrong, this is wrong. I mean, I mean, this is what I just conceive, what I can do, what I can do. And we are living in the world of Grok 3, ChatGPT, Gemini. I mean, this is large language models time now. And if the tech person like yourself, I mean, this is artificial intelligence era. I mean, right now we are into the artificial general
Mhm.
intelligence. I mean, this is right. I mean, there are experiments are going on as this is in the realities. By the time this general intelligence knocks your door, very soon, very, very soon, even faster than we think, they're gonna be artificial super intelligence in place. So in that area, this is really, really possible. This global abundance is possible, just because it's it does not need to build roads, buildings, or expand exponentially, or devise new machines, or like even it does not need any Grok 3 or ChatGPT or any Gemini.
Mhm.
It's just a thinking. It's a think like this, and you change your mind. And as you are doing, so you are my energy. I really, really want to collaborate, cooperate with you, and I want to be part of your vision, mission, and your values. I mean, this is what I have to offer. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for that background and the energy and the passion that you have communicating why you're doing what you're doing. So let me know, based on the programs that you have, how you think I could be helpful. So we could set up another conversation where you can present to me what your goals are for your organization, and then I can give you some feedback on which areas I think I could be helpful in. Especially, you mentioned something about a mentoring program that you may have. So let me know. Let me know what you're thinking of. If you'd like to schedule a follow-up session, happy to happy to know more, so that we can make it a working session so that we can brainstorm and understand how we can leverage each other's energies, passions, and of course knowledge and wisdom, to make the world a better place.
Thank you so much. I mean, such a nice invitation. I really need not to reinvent the wheel. It's already there. Like, I mean, you want to impact 1 million people. I just want to be a help. I want to just, I mean, my part of the world, or even globe, anywhere. I mean, now, just I talk to people like yourself, your mentor already. I really want to make more Liesels in my area too, in the globe too, in India, Pakistan, and in the Philippines. I want you to make more Liesels. Just duplicate yourself more,
Or
more,
more
more, more.
Zafars.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, so I'll just I'm a connector. I'm an insane networker, and what I do, I'll request you to be the ambassador for Global Abundance Organization in your country, and I want to go. I mean, in your country, and I want to get you more followers, get you more mentees, and so that you get this 1 million people quick and quicker and faster. That's really possible. As I'm telling you, Elon Musk is not only impacting million people,
Mhm.
not billion people, but he is impacting 8 billion people altogether.
Mhm.
So back to you.
Yes, yeah, sure. So let's if you have, do you have any kind of, or do you have a website that I can go to, or do you have some materials that I can review, and then we can get going from there. We can schedule a follow up session.
Thank you so much, Liesel. The thing which will more get you my media walls. I have just started this. I mean, you would be really astonished to know that I just started it in 3 months now,
Oh
and
wow.
this was Rihan. Yeah, it is only 3 months. You just see my media walls, and I mean, I am not an. I tell you, to be honest, I'm not that big mind. I'm not that visionary. Honestly, I trust in your capabilities, in the people of
Okay.
state, of your state. What I do, I keep connecting people like yourself. I mean, I'll connect Lizel Mendoza, a senior one, to the new entrant into the field of Lizel Mendoza, new one. I'll connect the both.
Mm-hmm.
One Lizel Mendoza to the thousand, hundred millions, and
Mm-hmm.
people all over the globe. So that, I mean, Kimberly Weffling, she is the chairperson of the Silicon Alliance, and she is a driving force, and she is a senior lady, and she's an amazing mentor.
Mm-hmm.
What I request, she's too busy, very busy. What I just requested her, ma'am, please give some time to my part of the world also, to my audience also. And she gave us four series of four lectures comprising 2.5 hours each,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing,
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And I mean, it was like at exponential change. She gave us the new perspective. As I told you, this is all about
Yeah.
mindset.
So who were the
So
attendees?
mindset.
Who were the attendees so far?
Attendees was the Rihan Foundation students, my audience. I mean, then that can be done again. Even what I can do, I can coordinate between your mentees, your mentors, in your part of the world also, your audience also, mine audience
Mm-hmm.
also, and the global generally. I keep propagating it on my media, asking the people, calling them to attend this.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, this also gets you more
Mm-hmm.
outreach,
So
and that's how I do. I mean, this is just new. I'm new. I want also to mentor me also. I want to be your
yeah.
mentee. Just because I'm new, I want to do it as fast as possible, as quick as possible, and I want to do it exponentially.
Yes, absolutely. So you can register as a mentee on our platform, and I'd be happy to be one of your mentors. You can have many mentors when you're on the platform. And then I just want to let you know that the Mentoring Club's nonprofit status in the US allows us to serve people in the workforce 18 years old and older, right? Just so you are aware. So we're not doing work with children primarily because that the mission of the mentoring club is to impact the lives of people in the workforce. So if we want to start touching the lives of children, then we have to get a special certification from the US government agencies, right? So right now we don't have that. But as a person, right, so as an individual, not the mentoring club, not as a mentoring club initiative, if you think that I could be helpful in your initiatives with the children, then I would also be happy to engage with that, but not under the mentoring club umbrella. I hope that makes sense. I want to make sure that
Yeah, yeah, it
I
is.
am taking care of my responsibilities in the mentoring club, and I'm taking care of my responsibilities as a good human being.
Yes, sure, it does. Every organization do have its social aspect also. I mean, what I am looking for is a social aspect. You know, like, I mean, this part of the world. I mean, it's very difficult to pay them in huge sums of money. I mean, just because, I mean, they are almost living below the poverty line generally.
Mhm.
So, and I mean, people like yourself. I mean, I think this is payback time for my time. I'm already 47 now, and this is payback time. Whatever I have learned in my
Mm.
life, I'm paying back, and I want to keep doing this till I die.
Yes.
So I'd really request you as a person and even your organization to please come forward and look at the underprivileged societies, underserved societies and communities. So that'll get you even better, bigger and better our audience also, and you'll get even business just because you'll have the outreach. And I've seen the organization who just started this social aspect, they go far beyond. I know even individuals, those who just started giving this knowledge for free, they have become exponential in their growth. And there are a lot of
Mhm.
examples. And look at Elon Musk. The Tesla is open source, and anybody can make Tesla. But in your own country, in my own country, I cannot make a small motorbike until otherwise I'll have strikes from the copyrights. So
Mm.
if things go open source, this has the social impact is easy and quicker and faster.
Mhm.
Back to you.
Mhm. Yeah, so for people who are in third world countries, right, who want to become mentees, as I mentioned earlier, it's easy enough to request for a grant so that you can have free access to the platform and the mentors. So if you know of people who are potential mentees, if they are 18 years old and above, then they can register and then we can onboard them and then they can say that I would like to request for a grant because I cannot afford it, right? So that's, we have people, mentees in Asia, in Africa, who have been on grants for several months, even more than a year, because they need it and they have long-term goals. So initially, what I do when I provide grants to mentees, I give them 3 months first, free access. Because in those 3 months, I want to see that they are serious about committing themselves to develop as leaders, right? So in those 3 months, I would like to see them connect with at least one mentor, work with that mentor on understanding what their goals are and what are the skills that they need to develop in themselves. And then on the third month, when they already have a feel of how the mentoring process works, then or the mentoring relationship works, then I ask them on the third month, so what is your goal? Because remember, there's the process of self awareness, right? There's a process of understanding what do I want to do? What do I care about? And once they know what their goals are, or even just one goal, then we need to understand, is that a short term goal or a long term goal? Is it a short term goal? Like it's something, for example, if it's communication skills, all you have to do is practice and practice and practice once you have the base, once you learn the basics, right? And so maybe 6 months would be enough for you to learn that and be confident. And so I will extend the grant to however long they need it. But if it's like a long-term goal, for example, like, oh, I am in this work and I'm in healthcare and I want to transfer to tech, that would be a longer term goal, right? And so we can extend it for a year and see where you are in a year. I just don't want people to think that, oh, it's there for free, and then I take it for granted. So why have a grant if you're not using it? So I need to see that first 3 months commitment that you're actually working on your leadership development journey.
That is really, really amazing. I mean, the first and foremost idea that hits my mind is the teachers. I will really penetrate into teaching communities because they are directly impacting young minds, and they are since mentoring minds, and they're working. I would really be working. But again, I mean, before I go into those details, I mean, knowing Global Abundance Organization, its vision, mission, or like values, or whatever. I mean, the I'm heading towards. It's about the social impact. I mean, you're also for the social impact. So, do you think that we can get into the collaboration, formal collaboration, that we can just benefit each other? Do you think we for the cause of humanity in the globe? And I'm especially asking for the social aspect.
Yeah, I'd like to understand more what you mean by social aspect, because one way for me to be helpful to you, if I think of the mentoring club, is if you come in as a mentee and you want me to become your mentor, I will give you the grant, right? I'm assuming you need the grant, um, and then we can work. I can give you guidance on how to set up your organization. What are the things that you can think about? Come up with a business plan, an organization plan, a financial plan. If those are the things that you need help on, then we could do that with you as a mentee in the mentoring club on a grant, right? So help me understand more what you mean when you say social aspect.
Yeah, you're very right. You got me in the great way. I mean, that's amazing. That's exact what I mean, that you understand. I want your organization to educate and mentor the teachers, at least, if not the corporate world. Just because the education is what makes you Liesel Mendoza of today, and that's make you different from the normal and just the people of scarce mindset, to the abundant world. That's what I want for the globe. And for sure, I want to work, since I'm connecting the people of different sides. I mean, this is not only that I'm working for those who are poor or those who can't pay. There are a lot. I mean, who even if you offer them grant, they won't accept. They'll ask, no, we can afford, so we'll pay. So that's also another aspect that I want to work for. And this, since it's about impact, so that's what I mean. If I can make myself clear to you, back
Okay,
to you.
okay. Yes, so we can definitely talk about how we could do that, like either ask the teachers to become mentees, or we can create a program for the teachers that we can have several sessions and to understand where they are at and what can we help them improve on as they deliver their knowledge and experience to the children that they are teaching, right? So what can they care about? What should they be caring about when they're doing that for the children and for also for their colleagues? And I just want to let you know, Zafar, that I have another meeting in 6 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. I mean, it was. I mean, we were. I mean, scheduled for probably 45 minutes. I mean, I'm sorry for eating up your more
No
time,
worries.
but I mean, it's so interesting and it was so valuable and amazing. I mean, thank you so much. I mean, anything you want to ask on me?
I think I will reserve that for our follow-up sessions.
Yeah, sure. And when do you have time next to talk?
Let me, since I'm planning my trip to the Philippines, so the next few days are all full, and my mind is like juggling from different things, from one thing to another. And so maybe let me get back to you on our messenger chat for some options. I also owe one of Rihan's folks at the school a time. so uh, so I have to get back to
That's
her
fine.
as well. But I'm still actually, we could possibly even do it after I arrive in the Philippines. I'm just waiting for my sisters to let me know, to confirm the dates where when we will be on vacation. So when I'm with them, I want to just make sure I focus on them, right? And so I have my working time in the Philippines, and I will have my family time in the Philippines. So I just need those dates so that I can give you some possibilities in terms of follow-up session.
Thank you so much for being that gracious with your time and efforts and everything, especially for your knowledge. I mean, I really have a lot of gratitude for you, and thank you